Welcome! Today, a preview of the earnings report for two dynamic companies. WD40, the surprisingly lean producer of their iconic WD40 lubricant, among other consumer goods, and Monsanto, the agricultural giant currently the subject of a takeover by Bayer AG, the German multinational firm best known for its aspirin. Now, both of these companies will present their earnings today. It's a chance for you to hear directly from senior management of the companies on how they are currently performing and what their future goals are. I think it's simply the best way to get to know a company you may want to invest in. Later in the podcast, we'll let you know how you can participate in the webcast directly from the internet. Welcome. It's Thursday, April 5th, and this is Value Side. I'm your host, David Ravel. Now, our analysis today should not be considered a recommendation either to buy or sell this or any related security. Now, WD40 will hold their conference call today, an hour after the market closes at 5 p.m. Eastern. WD40 is a familiar name to any household handyman. With their ubiquitous blue and yellow cans, WD40 can be found in many workshops around the country. The company is primarily a marketing company, which has taken old, well-established brands and distributed them to home and industry consumers around the country. WD40 has two product lines: multi-use, this is where the company's flagship product WD-40 resides, along with 3-in-1 oil and other products. It has produced a steady, if not too spectacular, return. Last quarter, the multi-use division produced an overall 10% gain in sales, but it has been the specialty line which has seen the most growth recently, with such products as Lava Soap and Sovol. This division last quarter reported an outstanding 29% gain in sales, and it looks like this ability to add on well-known brands may provide the real future growth for this company. Today, we should look for a possible acquisition that may enhance future returns. From a capital position, WD-40 carries a market cap of $2 billion with a price-to-earnings ratio of nearly 30 times. High, but perhaps not excessively so, given their ability to grow earnings. If there's one area that I would like to question management, it is their use of retained earnings. WD-40 has announced that they will continue their stock buyback program. As you know, I'm no great fan of stock buybacks. I'd much rather see them use those funds to reduce debt. Long-term debt currently at about $150 million. And here is the choice for management. If you choose to buy back equity, you will improve future results, assuming that sales and earnings continue to improve. However, this does add a degree of risk should times turn tough. On the other hand, by reducing debt, you ensure that your company survives even in the worst of times. It's the most conservative approach. So the earnings webcast for San Diego-based WD-40 will be at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, and you can join it by going to WD40.com, scroll down to the Investor Relations button at the bottom of the page. Monsanto will also announce their earnings today. The large agricultural-based company is headquartered in the St. Louis area. Monsanto was the creator of Roundup, the weed-killing herbicide, as well as genetically modified seeds. Needless to say, some rather controversial products. Recently, Monsanto has agreed to be taken over by Bayer AG, the large German pharmaceutical and agricultural company. As you can imagine, in a merger like this with two behemoths, regulators on both sides of the Atlantic are looking closely at this combination. There have already been recommendations that Bayer reduce some of their duplicate agricultural businesses. Currently, the Bayer offer for Monsanto is about 7% above market price, And for this reason, I expect that we could see a pretty dramatic move in Monsanto's stock price with the earnings report. Monsanto has indicated that the report will provide an update on the merger. Finally, because of the merger, Monsanto will not hold a conference call. Instead, they will just release the quarterly earnings report 1/2 hour before market opens. And it can be found on their website at monsanto.com/news releases. And that brings you up to date on the company earnings reports for today. We'll be back tomorrow to see how they did. This has been a copyrighted edition of Value Side, published before the opening of the New York Stock Exchange for Thursday, April 5th. Don't forget, you can hear Value Side on Google Music, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and now on YouTube. For all of us at Value Side, I'm David Ravel, hoping you have a great day.